What do a waffle, a skunk, a hearing aid, and a flamingo have in common? They are all part of the new emoji class of 2019.
Welcome to Plain English, the podcast that goes at the right speed for English language learners. Listen now and read the transcript online at plainenglish.com. Now, here's Jeff, your host for today's episode.
Emojis turned 10 years old in 2018. They started on Apple devices in Japan only, but they have grown into a worldwide phenomenon. And this year, there will be 59 new emojis with lots of different skin color and gender combinations to further color your text message conversations. Greetings, welcome back everyone. I'm Jeff, and this is Plain English, a podcast for learning English. It is such a pleasure to be with you. My favorite part of the week is recording these episodes. Today is episode 131. Can you believe we're already at 131 episodes? And I'm hearing that a lot of you have listened to every single one. That's fantastic. So today's transcript is at plainenglish.com/131. And I'll also put a graphic on the page showing some of the 59 new emojis. This will be important because I want to know from all of you, what is your favorite new emoji? So listen to the episode, maybe go on the website to look at the icons, and then I want you to email JR, the producer, with your choice, jr@plainenglish.com. So email him your choice, your favorite new emoji of 2019, and we will announce the winners on a future episode. Emojis are our colorful little friends in text messages. They animate our online conversations and add a little color and emotion to the somewhat impersonal method of communication. Usually, they are used to emphasize a point or to maybe just save a few keystrokes. Other times, they really make you laugh in ways that words just couldn't. You can also use emojis to represent yourself, show how you're feeling, what you think about another person, and even talk about things that are uncomfortable or not easy to put into words. The Unicode Consortium, the nonprofit organization that sets typeface standards around the world, released its 2019 standard set, which includes 59 new emojis. If there were a theme to this year's release, it would be individuality. The emojis include ways to express disabilities. There's a new hearing aid emoji, plus several representing deaf people. There will soon be an emoji for a person in a wheelchair, a person in a motorized wheelchair, a person using a guide dog, and a person using a cane. There are also prosthetic limb emojis. Another set in the Emoji 12.0 release is a way of expressing relationships. You'll be able to show two people holding hands, in any skin tone, by the way, and many of the new emojis include a man, a woman, and a person of unspecified gender. A few things popular in the Eastern world made it into this release. There's a sari. Saris are those long, colorful women's garments that are popular in India. There is also a Hindu temple emoji and an auto-rickshaw. I love those. Those of you in Asia know what that is. They are these little three-wheeled vehicles on the road. And the way I describe them is if a motorcycle and a car got together and had a child, it would be an auto-rickshaw. The steering mechanism is more like a motorcycle, just handlebars controlling that single front wheel. And you can hop on and off, pay just a few rupees for a quick ride. If the road is crowded, these things can hop onto the sidewalk, no problem. But I digress. The auto-rickshaw emoji will probably be a really useful one in India. What else? Oh, the usual things from daily life. I think the skunk is one that would probably get a lot of good everyday use. The yawning face. How did we, as a society, make it to 2019 without a yawning face emoji? That will be corrected in this release. You can imagine texting that one to your coworker under the table at a boring meeting, right? Some others include a stethoscope, a banjo, a pair of men's underwear, a yo-yo, and an axe. Falafel balls will be in there. Do you know what those are? It's a kind of food from the Middle East. They are fried balls of ground chickpeas and spices. They're really good, falafel balls, and pretty soon we will have an emoji for them. There is a one-piece women's bathing suit. This one had some strong advocates this year. As of today, ladies have only one option for expressing swimwear in emoji format, and that is a bikini-style bathing suit. Pretty much everyone goes in the water, at least sometimes, but not every woman wants to express that with a bikini emoji. There was a funny tweet in one of the articles I read. It said, "The fact that there's no one-piece swimsuit emoji tells me that there's not many 40-year-old women designing emojis." Indeed. So now there will be a one-piece women's bathing suit. The one that probably carries the most importance is the drop of blood. A British charity called Plan International advocated for an emoji to represent menstruation. The reason they advocated this is to take the stigma away from talking about something that is still not a very widely discussed topic. It's usually talked about in whispers. So the hope is that with a new emoji, it will make it less uncomfortable to talk about, especially for younger people. I read a really funny article, serious article, but also very funny, in the UK newspaper, The Independent. The writer was making the point that we have emojis for all these obscure things like vampires, ants, a boiled egg, a ball of knitting wool, but no emoji to represent that really common thing that happens to women for most of their lives. Here's a funny quote from the article. "The typical woman," she writes, "will have 450 periods in her life. That's at least 449 times more than she will ever meet a vampire. That's funny, but a serious point that this is a long overdue emoji. The Unicode Consortium has released the details of these new emojis to programmers, but the individual software companies like Apple and Google will have to design the actual faces and the actual icons. I actually learned this when I got an Android tablet. The actual emoji designs are not the same on everyone's screen. They all depict the same thing, but each device maker or software maker has its own unique design. So you can expect these new emojis to be on your phone's keyboard in September or October of this year. So you have about 7 or 8 months to start thinking about how to use the new flamingo emoji. Quick reminder about our partner Mosa Lingua at plainenglish.com/learn, Learn. Mosa Lingua has some great resources for English learners, including a pronunciation course that is guaranteed to boost your confidence and your abilities in English. You know, having trouble with pronunciation is totally normal, but if you don't sound right, and if you know that you don't sound right, it can be really distracting for you as a speaker. So if you think you can use some help on that, check out plainenglish.com/learn, Learn, and find the pronunciation help over at Mosa Lingua. I want to say hi to some listeners who wrote to me since the episode we did about Venezuela. I'm recording this episode pretty far in advance, so I don't know if there are any more developments in the situation there. But I heard from several people that are from Venezuela, but not currently living in the country. So I want to say hi to Yasmer in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Irvin in Miami, and Otman in Peru. We are keeping your friends and family in mind as we follow the developments in Venezuela. We have a great phrasal verb today, and that is hop on. To hop is just a quick little jump. When I was describing the auto-rickshaws that are all over the streets of India, I said that they can hop onto the sidewalk too, if necessary, to make it around some traffic. That's kind of a joke about India since the traffic there is a free-for-all. But it is super common to see these little vehicles hop up onto the sidewalk. Just a quick little jump. Moms and dads might say to their kids, hop onto my lap. Your cat might start on the floor and hop onto your kitchen countertops. Have you ever taken one of those tourist buses around a big city? Oftentimes they have a big advertisement that says, hop on, hop off. What does that mean? It means you pay once for the day, and if the bus stops somewhere you want to explore a bit more, just hop off. No worries, you can hop on the next bus that comes. Just kind of jump off and then jump on the next one. I was in London in college, actually, for a few months. And London, as you know, has these famous red double-decker buses. And for years, they had this design where the back of the bus was actually open. There was no door. It's a weird design. But you could be on the sidewalk and just hop onto the back of the bus. Even if the bus started moving, you could run behind it and still just hop onto it. Not the safest thing, and I'm probably lucky that I'm not using the new prosthetic leg emoji from hopping onto moving buses, but it was fun. There's a funny way of using this in the business world. It's super common to say, hop on a call. That means for everyone to get on the phone together. So you might be emailing about someone or something, and then one of your correspondents says, can we just hop on a call and figure this out? That means, can we all just get together by phone and talk about it instead of emailing? I'm going to hop on a plane this evening, another business trip out of town. So it's time to wrap up this episode. But listen, remember, I want to hear from you guys about your favorite emoji. So JR is going to collect all the responses. We will announce the most popular emojis from the Plain English audience sometime in the next week or so. So make your vote count. Send an email to jr@plainenglish.com. And we're talking about the new emojis, by the way, not the existing ones. So tell JR your favorite new emoji, jr@plainenglish.com. Thanks so much for being with us once again. Time for us to sign off for today, but not to worry. We will be right back here together in just a few days. Monday morning, like clockwork, we will have a new episode. See you then.